creates the universal affairs with unfailing desires in every millennium by the force of the Lord's energy. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The cosmic manifestation is an expansion of one of the many energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Creator and the created are both emanations from the same Supreme Truth, as stated in the beginning of the Bhagavatam, Janmadiyasya Yataha. Descends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 3rd canto, 10th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Divisions of the Creation. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupādaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is the last verse of this chapter, divisions of the creation. In the last sloka, we have seen the creation of the demigods into 8 varieties is explained. Now here Maitreya is saying, Atah param pravakshami. Now I will describe Vamshan Manvantarani cha. In each Manvantara, what are the Vamsha, descendants in this universe? I shall describe that. And then Evam Rajapluta Shrashta, infused by passion, Shrashta, the creator, that is Brahmā, Kalpadishu Atmabhu Harihi, in every millennium. Kalpa means each day of Brahmā, 24 hours. So that is, in each millennium, he is Shrujati Amoga Sankalpa. He creates with unfailing determination, Sankalpa. And then Atmaiva Atmanam Atmana. And all this is happening by, Prabhupada says here, the force of Lord's energy. So, in this world we see a creator like Srashta, like Brahmā, and we also see something created by him. And in the purport, Prabhupada is saying both of these, creator and the created, both of them are coming from one single source called the Supreme Truth. After Brahmā creates, in his creation, there are further creations. The living entities who are there within the creation, they further create, so they become creators. And they create some more things. They are called created. But any such creators and created, they are all coming from one single source called the Supreme Truth. Neither the creator nor the created are independent of this Supreme Truth. No one can create, no one can become a creator without the will of the Supreme Truth. Now the question is whether the Supreme Truth is a personality or not. Clearly it is mentioned here, Atmana. Atmaiva Atmanam Atmana. It is by a personality. So Prabhupada is referring here, the first shloka, Janmadiyasya Yataha of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is a very scientific and technical description about the original source. Anybody who wants to have a scientific understanding about how this creation has come about and what is the original source should read this Bhagavatam 1.1.1. Janmadiyasya yatanmayaditarataschaddeshu abhijñā swarat. So the tendency in the scientists is to think that ultimately everything is coming from matter. It's a stubborn idea that is inbuilt into everybody that ultimately it is only matter. There's nothing else. Everything has come from matter, and at the end everything again goes back to matter. So it doesn't matter what I do in between. This is their philosophy. Atheistic means they think I can do whatever I want and it hardly matters. And their point is that ultimately everything is matter, everything is coming from a certain, a particle. So that we will see in the next chapter. It is called Calculation of Time from the Atom. What is atom and how the time is calculated, quite complex technical details are there that we can see. But then maybe scientists are able to come to the point that yes, ultimately there is some matter is there, but they don't know that even that has come from the Lord's energy. Somehow they don't get a complete view of the truth. If somebody can get a complete view of the truth, that is called the absolute truth. In this world, everybody gets only a relative truth. Everybody sees a limited truth. According to his capacity, he will be able to see only some limited truth. And based on that limited truth, he acts, he responds. This is how the world is. And why is he able to see only a limited truth? Because his senses are limited. By design, this body cannot comprehend the vast truth that is there everywhere. It cannot comprehend. We'll only see some limited truth. For example, let us say someone comes to this temple hall. Depending on who is that, you will only see some limited truth. Suddenly he will see so many people are seated, and then he tries to navigate and go on. Somebody will try to see why they are seated like that, then they may see the speaker also. And then slowly they will see, oh, there is something on the screen also. And some people will understand, yes, there is some kind of a class going on, and they may try to sit. And some people, they are not bothered. They say, why so much crowd is there like that? And he tries to go this way, that way. And say a very lusty person comes, he sees only the women who are seated there. There are so many people are there, but he will see only this. So you can see how we are only able to see a limited truth. And based on that limited truth, his responses, his behavior, everything changes. But if somebody can see the absolute truth, the complete truth, then his actions will be perfect. His actions will be free from all the defects. He will be, he will be perfect in his decisions, in his understanding, in his actions. He is perfect. So, so now the question is whether this absolute truth or the supreme truth is a personality or not. So this verse Janmadiyasya yataha, it says that he is actually abhijnan swarat. This supreme truth is actually abhijna, completely conscious. And he is swarat, independent, completely independent. So it is indicating to a personality. The supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the absolute truth. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, that is Krishna, is the absolute truth. And he knows everything in his creation minutely. To the minutest level he knows the details. And he is conscious of all the details of his creation. He may delegate it to Brahmā and many assisting demigods, but then he is aware of every nook and corner of his creation. Like Prabhupada gives an example of a chief engineer in a construction project. He may have so many assisting hands, but he knows every corner. What is there, what is here, what is there. Because everything is happening under the direction of the chief engineer. He knows. So similarly, Krishna knows every nook and corner of his creation, including minutest details. He is so conscious that even in atom, he is there and he is conscious. His consciousness is there in the atom and it is there in the universe. We are referring to that kind of a personality, and he is known as Krishna. If there is any nomenclature that we can assign to absolute truth, that must be Krishna, and Krishna means all attractive. You may see so many creations in this world. Again, Prabhupada gives the example of a gold mine. There is a big gold mine is there, and from the mine, you can take little gold and start making some ornaments. There is a golden necklace, golden ring. There are so many things that one can make. But they are all coming from the mine. None of these creations can claim that they are completely identical with the mine. So Bhagavatam explains that qualitatively these creations are one with the absolute truth, but quantitatively they are very small. Since they are very small, they are dependent on Krishna in order to create anything. For example, Brahmā, he appears to be an independent Lord creating so many things, but actually he depended on Krishna to get the knowledge of how to create. And while creating, at every step, Krishna is there. Krishna's hand is there. Krishna's will is there. Then only he is able to create. Unless Krishna desires that yes, there should be a creation like that, Brahmā will not be able to create. For example, in the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, we don't see Krishna elaborating on how to create so many divisions, 9 divisions of creation. It is not mentioned in the Chatushloki Bhagavatam. It is not mentioned. Then the question is, then how is it that Krishna gave this knowledge to Brahmā? In the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, Krishna says that yes, you execute your devotional service, and what to do at particular point of time, what exactly you have to do, that will be revealed to you. Jai Radha Govinda. Krishna tells Brahma at an appropriate time what exactly you have to do in order to execute your devotional service, that will be revealed to you. See, that is the so he's not telling, you divide the creation into 9 and then, in the demigods you categorize like this and this and that. That Brahma has realized why he could get that kind of a direction from the Lord, because of Amoga Sankalpa. He has unfailing determination. Yes, I have to execute my devotional service. For the pleasure of Krishna, I have to do it. And as soon as he started doing it, he started getting the direction. Krishna is there in his heart also, and then what exactly he has to do, it was revealed to him. And that's how Brahma could do every minute detail, whatever little manifestation is there, everywhere behind that creation, Krishna is present. Krishna's hand is present. Lord also explains in Bhagavad Gita, Mayadhyakshena Prakruti. So under my direction only this Prakriti is working. Prakriti will not listen to anybody else. You may say, yes, I want this building to come, I want this structure to come, you please come and pile up as one structure. Prakriti will not listen. Right? Prakriti listens only to Krishna. And Krishna permits, then the so-called creator will be able to create. After creating, if the creator thinks, I created it, completely it is my intelligence and I created it. Such a beautiful manifestation has come because of me, my own creation, then he is called Vimudha, special moda. Ordinary moda is one category, is called special moda because everything is done by Krishna's hand, but he is claiming, yes, I did it. So, a living entity cannot be complete without Krishna. Every living entity is incomplete in his knowledge, in his intelligence, in every aspect. Actually, living entity is incomplete. He becomes complete only when he dovetails himself to Krishna and Krishna's service. Then only he will become complete. So, whenever we see someone, whether a man or a woman or whatever, we should not see them as complete people. Oh, now he or she is going to be the source of my complete happiness, complete enjoyment. If somebody thinks, actually they are incomplete. They are also struggling. They are also trying to depend on someone to get their own, whatever, happiness or safety or protection or, whatever. We are all looking for all these things. We want some shelter, we want some safety, security, some stability. All these things are there, but then that is not possible by some conditioned soul. One has to depend on Krishna and then Krishna's pure devotee. We can depend completely on Srila Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada gives complete instructions to make us complete in relation to Krishna. So this complete philosophy is given in Ishopanishad. Very nice explanation Prabhupada gives about how one can become a complete personality by surrendering to Krishna. So, one should not claim that, I have become complete and then I don't need to depend on anybody. That is complete illusion. I don't need anybody's help. I can be independent. I can just do my own thing, and that's it. Then he will have to go through a learning where he realizes that yes, I have to depend. So in the sadhana stage, one has to depend on Vaishnavas, one has to depend on the spiritual master, one has to depend on all the parampara, and then one will be able to realize the absolute truth, his connection, and will be able to serve nicely. If somebody thinks I can, like a pillar, I will grow, that's it. All that I have to do is I have to produce something very big. That's all. Everybody will, that's all. I'm recognized, and then you will not be recognized by Guru and Krishna if we don't develop that dependence. How to deal with Vaishnavas, how to deal with the Guru, how to deal with Krishna, these are the things that we have to learn. This is the only thing that we have to learn. How to render service, how to do service to the Vaishnavas and Guru and Krishna. This is the only thing, only science that we have to learn is devotional service. This is called the education. The highest education is how to render our services. In the association of Vaishnavas, under the direction of the spiritual master. This is the only education. Any other education is simply illusion. While doing our services, okay, some little details we need, how to do and all that, and then as the devotees depend on Krishna, Krishna will give that knowledge. Excellent ideas will get devotees. It will be surprising to everybody. Sometimes when we say, this is the devotee who is handling this, he is handling that, people will be surprised because he looks so small and this and that, and then said, he is the one. Yes. I cannot believe. Because our devotees are very simple, humble, and certainly they are not going to say, yes, I did it. They know that behind me, Guru and Krishna are there. Like a small baby trying to do something. What he can do? The father has to do like this. Put. I says, yes, I am the doer. If somebody thinks like that, is like that, everybody will smile. So, Brahmā is like a small child. Doesn't have any knowledge. What exactly to do in this world, how to do creation, nothing. He's like a just born baby. So Lord has to teach him. This is how you have to, this is how you have to. That's why everybody is a part and parcel of Krishna. We cannot go by the bodily shapes. Everybody is like a baby. Krishna has to get the work done through his energy. By his own energy, he does everything, and then he makes some devotees. He chooses the devotees and what they have to achieve, and that is our that is the blessing for us. If anybody gets service of Krishna, he is blessed. Let us say some people come to the temple and then they say, we want a lot of money, lot of this, lot of that, and if they get it, okay, that is also blessing, but that's not the real blessing. The real blessing is given by spiritual master, and that is pure devotional service to Krishna. One has to just go through that journey and enjoy that journey. Guru and Krishna are guiding, Vaishnavas are helping, encouraging, and then the real spiritual life means to depend on all these Vaishnavas, Guru and Krishna. This is it. We joined, we came to this Krishna consciousness to learn this dependence. That's all, there is nothing else. We have come to this movement to learn how to surrender. Surrender means, you have to depend and you have to take the directions. You have to serve them. Then only the growth in spiritual life is not about what we produce, some big results. That's all produced by Krishna, is saying here. Creator and the created, both are coming from absolute truth, that is Krishna. But then what are we? We have nothing to know. Devotees or any living entity, he has he has to do something. And what is that? Here you can see Amoga Sankalpa, determination, unfailing determination. One has to have great determination to practice Krishna consciousness. That same absolute truth, the Lord of all the whatever we see and whatever we don't see, that same Lord has come in the form of Radha and Govinda. The same Supreme Personality of Godhead is present. And then in the morning hours he is giving the first darshan. That is called Mangalarti. The Supreme Lord, the Supreme Master, he is giving the first darshan. So all the servants, all the devotees, they have to be there. We feel incomplete to come and do all those things because we have not understood. We all have to realize the importance of the audience of the Supreme Lord. If Krishna is giving darshan and Krishna is ready to be with us, devotee has to cherish that. So morning program, Mangalarati, chanting, these are all various opportunities to directly touch Krishna. Opportunities to take association of the Supreme Lord. One cannot neglect this and think that he has become independent of everything now. He need not have to do any of those things. So wherever I am there, I am just simply chant 16 rounds, I am perfect. No. Then why did Prabhupada give all this? These are all great opportunities to relate with the Lord. A living entity has nothing else to do. He has to simply learn how to relate with Guru, Krishna, Vaishnavas, and all the other spiritual paraphernalia like Tulsi Maharani. These things are taught in the morning sadhana. This is not simply some ritual. There is a ritual, but there is a philosophy. There is a meaning. So one has to be eager. Yes, I know today I want to relate more. I want to enjoy that relationship. My Supreme Master, he is present. So as a servant, I have to come. I have to glorify. So Guru is teaching us how to relate with that Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is teaching us. Sadhana is nothing but that. Whole sadhana bhakti is nothing but apprenticeship. You're just learning. Same things you're going to do in the spiritual world also. Early morning, you will go, Radha Krishna, they are present, and then you have to offer your prayers. Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu. The smiling Lord will be looking at all his devotees, and by seeing his smiling, devotees are very happy, and then they become, as they become more happy, and Radha Krishna, they are also very happy, and there is a competition between the devotees and the Supreme Lord. This is the spiritual life. Spiritual life is about taking pleasure in that relationship, that's all. Pleasure is not the kind of pleasure that we imagine in our mind. This is the relational pleasure with Krishna, with Guru, with Vaishnavas. This is spiritual life. So that's why one should feel highly dependent on the Supreme Lord. So then only our spiritual life will grow, and one has to be amoga sankalpa, very, very determined. Yes, I want to perfect my life. I want to really understand how to relate with Krishna, how to relate with Guru, how to relate with Vaishnavas, how to relate with the temple, how to relate with outsiders, all this is part of the training. One has to be eager to know these details so that without any offenses, he can render his devotional service and go back to Krishna. In one place, Prabhupada says, if you do your services whole life, guaranteed you will go back. But he said, provided there are no offenses. Offenses means we don't know how to relate. So we commit mistakes. So there's so much of training. How many pastimes are there in Bhagavatam to show how to relate with God? How God relates with devotees, how devotees relate with God, how devotees relate with other devotees, how devotees relate with Guru. All these things are mentioned. For example, when Brihaspati entered into the assembly of Indra was in big glorification, and then he sees a Guru entering, but he neglects offering respect. He's supposed to stand up and pay obeisances, but then he simply sits there. And immediately Brihaspati sees the pride in his disciple, disappears from the place. And all the demigods and Indra, they could not trace where his Guru is. He disappears. He says, no, I don't want to be visible to these disciples. And because Guru is not there, Indra loses the kingdom to Bali Maharaj. Because there is no potency. They don't know what to do, how to handle the attacks. That's all, they became victims. So one mistake, you can see how so these are all there in Bhagavatam. So one has to study these, understand what is what, and then that will be success. I'll stop here. Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణ వాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు చదువుకునే సౌకర్యం, వార్షిక సభ్యత్వం, భగవద్గీత, భాగవత ప్రవచనాలు, స్ఫూర్తి సందేశాలు, ఇంకా మరెన్నో సదుపాయాలతో హరే కృష్ణవాణి మొబైల్ యాప్ నేడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. మరిన్ని వివరాల కోసం కాల్ చేయండి 9133107700.